So you're panicking. You just burned all of your Saint Quartz on Saber Medusa. You just couldn't do it. You couldn't hold out before the anniversary dropped. Or you're like me and you just had to see if you could NP5 Jolter before the anniversary dropped. And you're panicking. How many Saint Quartz is Lasengel going to give us? Will it be enough to bag every single character? Obviously not. I don't think we've ever gotten enough Saint Quartz from anniversary rewards to get every single character from the anniversary and all the summer guys. That's a little bit ludicrous. That's like trying to go into a casino with like 50 bucks and like, I'm gonna walk out with $1 million. But you might just make 100. It might just be enough for you to get at least one if you can set your sights on one person. Because while you may have heard that the 8th anniversary was lackluster or didn't give us a lot, that's not actually true. I've gone through the liberty of looking at all the missions and campaigns and stuff that we're going to be getting, and I've kind of trimmed the fat on certain missions that, you know, maybe you don't have all of your interludes done. Maybe you don't have 270 rank ups to do on your account. Just boiling it down to something that everybody should be able to do. And even discounting things like tickets we're going to be getting and random logins you'll get during the anniversary, random bonding you might get done while you're farming because there's going to be like half off dailies and stuff. You'll be walking away with a pretty penny amount of Saint Quartz. So that's what we're going to be breaking down in today's video. As per usual, if you enjoy the daily FGO content grind, always having an FGO video in your sub box that's not only informative, but even just a smidge bit entertaining, then make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. But can't chill for myself too much here because I know everybody is foaming at the mouth. They want to know how many Saint Quartz are we getting. So let's start diving into this, starting off with something that's actually pretty easy. I'm just going to call these the use a character mission, your anniversary missions, because there are specific characters that they want you to use during the anniversary. And don't worry, all of these characters are free to play. You should have every single one of these. It's Billy, Hozoin, Hassan of the 100 Faces, Kiyohime, or Kucaster, or Ibaraki Lancer. So if you don't have the limited summer character, you definitely have Kucaster because everybody has at least one copy of Kucaster for beating Fuyuki. Then there's one for using Shakespeare, one for Mata Hari, one for Paris, one for Mozart, one for Salome, and then there is one for Iskandar and Duryandana, but don't worry, if you don't have either one of them, you could just use Darius. Now, you can knock 3 of these out at a time. Just go do any random quest, slap 3 of them in there, bada boom, bada bing, that's 6 Saint Quartz, all the way up to 20 in total. So already at the start, very free. Just use these characters. Just don't forget to stick them in the front of your team, because I know I'm already going to get a bunch of comments from people when the anniversary drops being like, I put Kiyohime in the back row. Look at it right there. Starting row. First 3 slots. You can plug suit them out afterwards, or you can use them as Shengong bullets, I guess, if you want to do that. But you have to have them in the front row. Like, I can't stress that because I know I'm going to get comments about it. So that's easy. You have all these characters. Just bring them to some missions. Bada boom, bada bing, 20 Saint Quartz. Then, just for being up to date on the story, you're going to get 30 Saint Quartz as well as 30 million QP, which I know for some of those broke boys out there, that 30 million QP will be kind of nice, but it literally just as simple as, are you caught up on the story? You're caught up on story? Then fantastic. You've done all your ordeal call stuff, then here, have your 30 Saint Quartz. So if you've been slacking around, you've been like me, and you're like, I don't know if I want to finish Ordeal Call 1, you just kind of pitter-pattering around, get your button gear, finish OC1, and get your 30 Saint Quartz. That's a whole multi you're leaving off the table, plus the Saint Quartz you get for beating Ordeal Call, by the way, for doing all the main missions and the free quests and stuff, so more than 30 Saint Quartz at that. Get your button gear, finish Ordeal Call 1, get up to date on the story. But maybe you're really far behind. Maybe you're not even at Ordeal Call 1. Well, don't worry. They have a better incentive to even get your butt in gear, because for finishing Trom, you get 10 Saint Quartz. If you finish Lost Belt 7 Part 1, you get 10 Saint Quartz. And if you finish the second half of Lost Belt 7, another 10 Saint Quartz. So just finishing all of the Lost Belt stuff, there you go. 30 more Saint Quartz. Not including all the main quests and free quests that you're going to be doing. It's just for finishing those. And if you're already up to date, then here you go. Take 30 Saint Quartz for free. Now, I already know there's going to be some people saying, but Lost Belt 7 is really hard. The Batman is really strong. My brother in Christ, you have blue cubes. If your box is really that underdeveloped, just use that to your advantage. Your command spells refresh every single day, all 3 of them. So not only do you have all the blue cubes available, however many are actually available right now, I don't know, but you also have your daily revive, which you might not even need. You could just pop 3 command spells and probably blow your way through it. I mean, if you've been playing for a decent amount of time, if you have Ryder Liz, she can solo that fight. I mean, if you've got her in your backline, you can just clean that guy's clock up real quick and easy. So, no excuses. Get in there, beat up the Batman. ORT is a complete chump. If you're a new player and people are like, oh my goodness, this guy's really strong, he's literally a loser. Don't buy into the hype for people that are like, oh my goodness, the lore from Notes is so great. First of all, the lore from Notes is lame. And 2, this guy backs that up. He's literally just a giant beat stick. Bring your servants in, beat them up. I mean, I wasted servants for this. I used the auto formation for all of my fights, and I cleared... I mean, you guys saw if you were watching the live stream, I beat the final fight with Tamamo, Caster Tamamo. That's just who we had left. Like, this dude is not that scary. People will definitely overblow him because they're like, he's a scary lore boss. Bro, he's a giant spider. You kill spiders probably on the daily with your messy room, so just get a big shoe. Get your Kukulkan, get your Morgan, get your Tamamo, get whoever you have, and just start beating him up. I promise you, it's not that scary. Get in there, beat him up, quick, fast, easy, in a hurry. And then let's just not even talk about Trom. I can't even remember if there was a singular fight in Trom that I struggled with that was even remotely hard where they tried to be annoying. Sound off in the comment section down below if there is actually a hard fight in Trom, but I pretty much just blew through that in a day and didn't even look back. So Trom is free. Lost Belt 7 is free eats. Moving on. Now, once you are caught up on all of your story, you can go do the free quest. And once you do those free quests and you're fully caught up, that's another 30 free Saint Quartz just for being up to date on all of your free quest missions. And keep in mind, you also get the Saint Quartz fragments and like all the Saint Quartz for finishing all that stuff anyway if you're going through the story and doing the free quests. So it's more than 30 Saint Quartz, which is what I meant in the beginning of the video where I was talking about how this is just like baseline, how much you get. If you were already up to date on all of this is the minimum you're getting. But if you're not up to date on your free quests, then this is 30 Saint Quartz plus you actually being diligent and going ahead and getting all of your stuff done. And you can get this done early, right? Like if you're not doing the tower or anything, because you already buddy blasted the tower into oblivion, then start doing your free quests because you want to have access to that immediate Saint Quartz, right? You want to be able to summon when the banner goes live. You don't want to be the chump sitting in the VC on Discord being like, sorry guys, I can't summon because I have to go farm free quests. Now, you want your Saint Quartz immediately. Go be proactive, go farm your free quests. You're literally leaving not only 30 Saint Quartz from the missions on the table, but the Saint Quartz from completing the free quests themselves. And then, oh my goodness, I get to feel uber justified on this one. I've been telling you guys for like the last year and a half, do your advanced quests. I drop the guides and I see comments of people being like, well, they're just too annoying. I'll do them later, and later never comes. Do you know how many Saint Quartz you are leaving on the table? 144, about 5 multis worth of Saint Quartz that you just said, I'm too annoyed, can't be bothered to do it. 5 free multis? Can't be bothered. It also makes your farming easier, by the way, if you're ever in a position where you need to go farm for mats because, you should be leveling up your servants, you should be ascending them and leveling up their skills. So not only does it make your life easier playing the game, but it's 5 freaking multis, man, that you're leaving off the table. And most of these aren't even that hard. We don't even have most of the annoying ones yet. Sure, some of them like Who Alt are going to be a little hard. He's a bit of a tough guy. And sure, the Medea one is a little annoying. You gotta manage your NPs and stuff. But if the setups that I use and the guides that I've done for every single advanced quest can't help you out, there are other videos online with different setups that might be free-to-play oriented. They might be arts, quick, buster, depending on what you got in your account. Personally, I like to think that my guides were perfectly fine, because if me, being an absolute dunce, can get through them, then you should definitely be able to get through them. Suffice to say, there are guides, there are ways to get through there if you are really having trouble on some of these advanced quests. I've also been known on the live streams to go and do advanced quests, show people how they're done whenever they ask about it, so maybe you come out to the live stream every now and then, I might just run through the quest for you. Got to show you how it's done. But I also, on the real, have all of these up on my channel. And if my guides aren't helpful, then just type in the name of the advanced quest in the YouTube search bar, FGO right after that, and then bada boom, bada bing, you'll find like 800 videos of somebody being like, I used Angra Mainyu to take this guy down. And if that guy can use Angra Mainyu to beat that quest, then I'm sure your Saber Artoria or your Kama or whoever your best DPS is going to be able to get through, no problem. I mean, 144 Saint Quartz is a lot, dude. Next, we have stuff regarding the class score sign. So if you've unlocked one node, like one, a singular one, you've just gone to class score and been like, boom, unlock that. Bada boom, bada bing, 15 Saint Quartz, there you go. Absolutely free. You clicked one button, there you go. Dust your hands off. But where it gets real interesting is if you've done 100 class score signs, you are looking at a fat 30 Saint Quartz because you get 3 for every 10 that you unlock up to 100. Now, what you can do is you can bounce around to different class scores because let's say the Berserker one is asking you for, I don't know, dust, and you just have no dust. You could do what I did on JP. Bounce on over to the Saber class score and just start unlocking stuff over there, especially because even if you feel, well, isn't this going to be a waste? I don't want to waste, buffing up my Sabers. JP just gave us something when they started the Grand Servant campaign where you can make all your characters your Grand Servants or whatever. You can actually reset the class scores. So if you ever unlock something or you invested in a class that you didn't really want to do in and you want your resources back, all that good stuff, you can always reset them. So if that's something that really stresses you out, you're really, gonna have an aneurysm over not min-maxing your FGO account, which I understand. I laugh a little bit, but there are people that are like, I gotta min-max everything. As you can tell, I'm not one of those people. I will unlock random class scores to get free Saint Quartz, dude. I do not care. I am going all in on the Ace the Savior banner no matter what. So you best believe my class score is going to look funky, and I'll just reset it in 2 years when we get the buff. And I advise you do the same, because 30 Saint Quartz, free multi just for unlocking your class score. And that's just all the basic stuff. So from all of this right here, just these basic missions they're bringing in for the anniversary, 299 Saint Quartz. Again, not including if you haven't finished your main quests and you actually have to go do those, because that means you're going to be getting a little bit more. This is for people that have already completed all these things, and they're just going to be relying on the missions for Saint Quartz. But if you're somebody that has to go do those free quests, these are permanent missions. So you do your free quests, you get the Saint Quartz from those plus these. So at least for this point in space-time, you're looking a little bit better because, I don't know, you procrastinated and you were holding your free quests as, I guess, extra Saint Quartz for the future. I don't know. But there's also, again, a bunch of tickets we'll be getting for, like, login. I mean, there's also Saint Quartz from the login bonus as well. Da Vinci Shop is going to be getting some tickets. Go check your monthly, like, login thing. Or, like, what is it? Like, every 3 months you get, like, 30 Saint Quartz or something along those lines. Go double check that. You might be due for that right around anniversary. That's another bonus 30 Saint Quartz if you're coming up on that. I didn't even mention that we are getting more missions for being up to date on your rank ups and your interludes. If you have a whole bunch of servants, you're like a major Giga Whale, that is extra Saint Quartz for you. That's 10 for each set of 10 you're able to get done. So if you have more characters, then bada boom, bada bing, you get that done. More Saint Quartz. But on average, just for literally doing the bare necessities, right? Being up to date on the story, doing your free quest, being up to date on your advanced quest, doing a little bit of class scoring, which might cost you a little bit of QP, but should have farmed Lotto. I don't know. Okay, that's not fair. Some people weren't playing when the Lotto was out. But, go farm the half off dailies. If you're really that bad on QP, the dailies for QP go half off. There's also right now, I believe, the Bleached Earth mission. The Las Vegas one is half off as well. That is not only good for farming QP, but it's also really good for bond if you can clear it. Doing your anniversary missions, don't forget about all those. 299 Saint Quartz. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I do find it a little scummy that it's 299 and not 300 on the dot, because that means it's almost 10 multis. It's one off from 10 multis. It just feel, I don't like that. Make it 301 or something. Don't go one under, or I'd rather you go to like 290 or something. 299 just feels deliberate. I had to double check the math on this a couple of times because I'm like, there's no shot that they were just like one off of 10 multis. But again, if you want to be able to claim most of these when the anniversary drops, because as soon as anniversary goes live, boom, missions are live in game. Collect them immediately. Make sure you're up to date on your story. Advanced quests give you a fat chunk of change. Make sure you're up to date on those. And start preemptively leveling up some of your class scores. If you know there's a character you want to focus on, if your favorite character is going to be Tonalico, Ace the Savior, Summer Morgan, whatever you want to call her, start investing in your casters. Preemptively start getting that done. If your favorite class is Berserkers because you like Morgan or you like that bum Juno altar over there, start investing in Berserker class. It can only be additional Saint Quartz for you. And if you feel like you're going to be low on QP, Bleached Earth mission in Las Vegas, very good. And then the dailies are also going to go half off when Anniversary goes live. So it's a really good time to start grinding up on QP. And don't tell anybody I told you this, but there's a little app called FGA, very easy to set up. And if you're sitting on like 200 gold apples, you just let that bad boy fire like 50 of them while you go to bed or something, or you go to work. You're gonna come back to like 200 mil to like 500 mil, QP, just depending on how many runs you do, what your, QPCEs are looking like. But I'm not saying I know from personal experience or everything. I would never. I obviously auto farm everything that I do. You guys see me out there streaming for 12 hours a day. But I'm just saying, a little, birdie told me about all that. I would investigate that. And I'm not saying that I could give you further information on that, but I am saying if you're having a hard time setting it up because the video that's already in the app that teaches you how to do everything is too complicated, there is a Discord down in the description down below. I'm pretty sure there's an FGO chat in there, and I'm fairly sure there's some people that have used that before. I wouldn't really know, It's just, things I've heard from the underground. But with all that being said, that has answered your question on how much Saint Quartz we're going to be getting and why it's actually not all that hard to go do. Look, is it a little bit of tough love on some of the new players? Yes, but is FGO realistically that hard? No, not at all. I mean, if you're all the way in Fuyuki and people are telling you about these big bad bosses to try to scare you or whatever, let me just tell you that I have a buddy that just restarted JP for the fun of it, and every boss that you're allowed to bring a friend to, or just even every node, every stage, he just brought a friend coup altar and beat up every boss in the game. There are some bosses you can't bring a friend to, like Demeter, but that's lost build 5.2. That's a lot of progress to get up there. You definitely have enough time to start leveling up some riders and just start chunking her down with, big NPs. Just throw a bunch of people at her. Blue cubes also really good for that. If you get her really low, I would just pop the revive and be on your merry way. The truth is, a lot of the bosses nowadays just don't really hold up to the characters we have nowadays. Like, God forbid you get to Summer and you pull Oberon, or you get Artoria caster on your GSSR or Destiny Order. You get Ruler Scotty. Let me just put it in perspective. When Caster Scotty came out for year 3, all of those bosses were irrelevant. Like, she was dominating the game, bending bosses over backwards for like 2 years straight. And 2 years before her, it was Merlin. So let me just tell you, you get any of like the halfway decent supports, you're cooking this game up. God forbid you get somebody like Castoria, Koyenskaya, Oberon. You get these people that can just let you dump truck on these people. You're going to be coasting. And if you have any further questions, I'll be going live later today unless something does crop up. I mean, I think I should be going live Tuesday after all. So if you have any questions, I might not be playing FGO, but I will always be down to answer questions no matter what I'm playing. Because, look, if I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, if I'm playing Star Rail, if I'm playing Wuthering Waves, if I'm playing Pokemon Go even, if I can't answer FGO-related questions while I'm playing other games, you can call me a fraud, alright? Because that's never going to happen. I'm always down to talk about the game and make sure that you are in the know and you can get everything done. I might have a little bit of tough love every now and then, but that's just because I believe in you. I think you can get it done. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Check out the links down in the description down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye!